Thank you very much. Thanks for having me at the Libertarian Party today. While I was sitting and waiting and talking to a few of you, actually I kind of gazed around the room, and a lot of these pictures remind me of my children when they went through summer camps. And I'm a little bit concerned about Kyle over here. Either he's inspired with a Dali-esque kind of thing, or we'll see him later on down the road. I do want to say a couple of nice words about, it's been a privilege of mine to go ahead, since I am on the ballot in November. I am the Democrat on the ballot. I will be there on November 4th. It's been my privilege to get to go to some of these forums with some of these other gentlemen and to see their passion and their interest, and they are motivated by the right things. I am also motivated by the right things, I like to believe, and my history of service to country community goes on over 30 years. I'm an Air Force pilot. I learned any number of things there, including how much I love to fly, but also that the best view is from 35,000 feet. When you get the big view, you can go ahead and start to pick apart the smaller issues that you have to deal with. Being a pilot as an airline pilot now, it's given me the opportunity to have days off to invest in my community. I'm currently the fire commissioner of Eastlake, the board of the YMCA for 12 years, several other boards. We started a community emergency response team. It's a FEMA program that helps us take care of ourselves and help first responders, that talks about self-service and being independent, not worrying about the government coming to help us if there's a hurricane or other natural disaster. And the last thing that being a pilot has taught me, well, many things, but the last thing I have time to talk about now is resource management. Not just time, but assets. Once I'm in the sky and I'm up there, I can't pull over to the gas station and refuel. If the weather goes down, or I have a maintenance issue or a medical issue on board, I have to deal in real time with real issues that have real consequences. I have a history of doing that for 30 years. I've applied it in many ways to what I do at the Fire Commission, and I hope to have the opportunity to do it at the County Commission as well. And I ask for your vote on November 4th, Mark Weinkrantz. Thank you very much.
What role, if any, should the federal government play in funding or supporting county-level projects?
Okay, thank you for the question, and thank you, Macho, for stealing my thunder. The beauty of being the last guy is you get to hear everybody else, but if the guy just before you talks about beach renourishment, which was going to be the keynote of what you were going to cover, as an example, beaches need to be renourished every 6 years. And we talk about federal money, and we use it, and we approach everybody, and we have lobbyists up there trying to find more. It's not just beaches, it's airports. They put in a taxiway at St. Pete, which is an underused airport, for $10 million. Nothing comes cheap, nothing's for free, but if we want to build the infrastructure and maintain what we have to attract people to this community to, as we say, live, work, and play, we want to make Pinellas a sticky location, not just because of humidity, but because people want to come down here and open businesses and things. We need the beaches, we need the airports, and we need to exploit all the money we can get to go ahead and drive that engine.
Great, thank you.
There's another question.
There is. How will you promote active involvement and or education of the issues that are brought before the commission to the Pinellas County voters?
It's a frustrating thing. Those of us that have already served in office, and there are a number of us in the room here right now, it gets a little frustrating when you really want to elicit the information, but when people don't show up and ask the questions, but later on, you know, they come back and say, how come you didn't do it this way? Why didn't you use my idea? Well, please come forward with the ideas. How can we do it better? Social media is a great idea, as Mr. Rennicker spoke about. I would like to engage, if it's possible, and there's something to explore, Skyping into a meeting, because not everybody can be down at the courthouse when the county commissions are going on. And if people could clearly go ahead, and I understand we're using Twitter technology in here, and everybody's probably Skyped before, if they can Skype in, have a corner of the screen dedicated to that individual, as long as they understand what their responsibilities are and the behavior that's expected, or they'll be cut off. If necessary, put it on a 3-second loop or a 5-second loop. We've had the technology for a long time, and give people the opportunity to participate. We've been approached at our fire commission to address things like fireworks. We actually came to the county commission with an issue because one of our residents was concerned about, what are they called, tie lanterns, the ones that get airborne with a candle, and actually they're kind of like airborne fire bombs. They're very pretty, but when they come fall on the Brooker Creek Preserve on someone's house in an inhabited area, it's not a great idea. So a resident approached us at the East Lake Fire Commission. We gave the information forwarded to the county commission. They acted on it, and that was a great example of grassroots level individuals in the community coming forward with something they were passionate about and being facilitated. And that's the measure of any elected official. Are they a good facilitator? And our job is to not run our agenda, but to make sure that the agenda of the people that we represent have an opportunity to come to the forefront. Thank you very much. Thank you all for coming out. My name is Mark Weinkrantz. As I've already said, I'm on the November 4th ballot as the Democratic candidate. I do not have a primary. I've been spending my time walking the areas just like everybody else has. It's a wonderful experience. Do I wear sunblock or a hat? Sunblock and a hat. It's difficult decisions at this point for me to get forward and move that agenda out there. But I've had experience in decision making for 30 years. Critical decisions in critical times, and I've been effective. I'm proud of my record. I'm proud of what I've done in the community for 30 years, the better part of 30 years. I've been involved in the community level, giving time, giving money, and going ahead and making sure that my place, my community, my county is a better place to live in for everybody, not just for a few people. My name is on a playground behind the YMCA up in North Pinellas because all of my fire commission salary went to that project. I'm blessed in the fact that I don't need to live on that salary, and it was an easy decision to give back to the community that had given so much to me already. I talk about the 35,000-foot view and seeing what's ahead and managing resources. And I've applied that technique and those traits to the effective management of the East Lake Fire Commission. I'll stand by my record up there. And I'd like the opportunity to represent a larger group of people, about 930,000 people total, in the Pinellas County area, and take us to the next. Look forward again. We have to rebuild, we have to reinvent the county to stay ahead of the challenges that are coming, and we have to have the foresight to do it in an effective and cost-effective way. Thank you very much.